So, Gen X, there's finally a Chuck E. Cheese for adults only. Stick around. Let's talk about it.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Well, Chuck E. Cheese is leveling up for us grown-ups.
Yeah, the company has launched Chuck's Arcade. It is an adults only spinoff featuring classic games like Donkey Kong and Mortal Kombat, plus modern hits like Halo. 10 locations have already opened nationwide, offering prizes, retro merchandise, and even pizza, beer, and wine. The first California location is opening this month on July 15th at the Brea Mall. Chuck E. Cheese calls the project a natural evolution to engage lifelong fans. The expansion comes as rival Dave & Buster's struggles with falling sales.
Did he say Mortal Comeback? Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rad. Welcome back to the channel, and I'm back with another video. And I'm like really proud to bring this to you. For those of you that didn't know this, obviously I didn't. I just come to find out. I am super excited to find out that Chuck E. Cheese has created an adults only arcade. And yes, very similar to Dave and Buster's. We'll hopefully see that they stick around and this model is able to work for them. Um, how many of you guys had a birthday party in the 80s at Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza? Same people. I know I did. And mine was at Showbiz because it happened to be when I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, and they didn't have Chuck E. Cheese. They had Showbiz Pizza. And so I'm super stoked about this. If you follow the channel for a while, you know that I love malls. I love arcades. I go to an arcade down in Corpus Christi on Water Street called Retro, which is super awesome. And I did a video on it. And so I'm super excited to hear that Chuck E. Cheese is doing this. There's only so many locations throughout the U.S. right now. Hopefully it's going to grow a little bit. But as you saw in that news report, let's go ahead and get into this article from ABC News. Chuck E. Cheese launches new arcade concept for adults. The new arcades were created for adults and lifelong fans alike. So obviously it's for anybody 21 and over. It's not just for Gen X, but hey, again, there is, whether it's with Hollywood or toy manufacturers, there is this nostalgia boom because I guess they just can't create new things that are as awesome as the stuff that we grew up with in the 80s. So they have to take something that we loved then, rebrand it, redo it, repackage it, right? Just like Hollywood, I see that they're going to be coming out with a new Running Man movie. Probably going to do a video on that. And of course, we've seen the repops of Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, all these different toys. So I guess the next progression is to take a family fun restaurant that we grew up with and then make it for us, make it for adults. So let's get into this. Chuck E. Cheese is creating arcades for adults and lifelong fans alike with the launch of Chuck's Arcade. The family entertainment company behind the popular children's arcade centers calls Chuck's Arcade a modern day love letter to the games and people who made Chuck E. Cheese great. Chuck's Arcade is a natural evolution, an opportunity to extend our arcade legacy into new formats and engage both lifelong fans and new generation through a curated mix of retro classics and cutting edge experiences, Chuck E. Cheese CEO David McKillips said in a statement. And so here's a little picture of it right here. Again, looks like most modern arcades nowadays, but supposedly they're putting in the retro arcades. The one thing that they did not mention in here is the game that I specifically remember first playing at Chuck E. Cheese and or Showbiz is Dragon's Lair. Remember that? I still suck at that game, by the way. But if they want to talk about bringing something back, they need to put a Dragon's Lair in there, in my opinion. So in a statement to Good Morning America, Chuck E. Cheese spokesperson Alejandra Brady, kind of sounds like my wife, Latina first name and a Caucasian last name, added, "We're excited to mark this next step in our journey, building on the full brand transformation of Chuck E. Cheese and showcasing the promotional strength of our brand and its beloved IP." What will Chuck's Arcade have? Chuck E. Cheese says Chuck's Arcade is a new destination where nostalgia meets the future. The company said each location will feature different games, branded apparel, collectible toys, retro products, novelty candy, and prizes. So, of course, they're making merch, and you know that us Gen X are not going to be able to resist going and buying some of that merch. Um, I know I'll probably get me one when I'm able to make it to one of these, and I'll get into the locations here in a minute. Um, so it'd be funny if they kind of had some adult themed Chuck E. Cheese stuff on your shirt. Um, so the arcades for adults will feature both classic retro games and new games with familiar characters like Miss Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and the brand's famous animatronic characters, including its namesake Mouse. Adding to the experience, each arcade is overseen by an animatronic character such as Chuck E. Cheese or one of the other characters from Munch's Makes Believe band. Historic figures from the band's past now standing watch as nostalgic nod rather than performing, the company said. I think I saw a picture where they have it encased in a glass case, and I'm sure that's the one that's the watcher, right? Probably really is watching. There's probably cameras in it. 2025, right? Um, so it says here, where are Chuck's Arcade's locations? So pay attention for those of you that are out there. Um, According to Chuck E. Cheese, there are 10 Chuck's Arcade locations open in 8 states from Connecticut to Texas. Yeehaw, right? With a new California location opening up in August at the Brea Mall in the city of Brea. Below, see a list of the Chuck's Arcades. So for those of you that are in Connecticut, you've got the Trumbull Mall in Trumbull, Connecticut. In Florida, in St. Petersburg, you have one. Georgia, the Mall of Georgia in Buford. And then in Missouri, however y'all say it, Kansas City, Missouri, there is a location. Oklahoma, man, I guess they're special. I was just in Oklahoma City a couple weeks ago, but Oklahoma has 2 locations already. What is going on there? So Oklahoma City and then Penn Square in Tulsa, which is cool. Which I was in Oklahoma City during the finals, and if I would have known this existed then, we would have hopped in the van and drove over there to check it out. Well, I would have had to left Roth in the hotel because again, it's adults only. So, and then in New Hampshire, you have once again 2 of them: Nassau, New Hampshire, Salem, New Hampshire, New York, Victor, New York, and then in Texas, where I'm located, in El Paso. Wah, wah. Okay, so those of you that aren't from Texas, obviously you know that Texas is a massive state. So I'm in San Antonio. El Paso is way over here. That is a 9-hour drive from where I currently am at. So I do not think I'm going to be driving to El Paso anytime soon. Um, so I'll have to wait to see if San Antonio is going to wind up getting one. I often wonder why El Paso. It's not that big of a city, but I guess you know they did their math, so to speak, and there's a need for it there. So a little bit interesting that it's there, and I'm surprised they don't have one in Delaware because if you remember what Garth and Wayne had to say about Delaware.
Or imagine being able to be magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
So, anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Drop a comment below. Share some memories that you had as a kid growing up at Chuck E. Cheese. Let me know if you live in any of the areas within, say, a 2-hour time frame from one of these locations, and if you would go to it, if you would support it. Um, at least once. I think in order for this to work, obviously there's alcohol involved now, which makes it funner, right? Or I'm sorry, I'm told that that's not a word from Roth, so which makes it more fun, right? And so drop a comment below. And as always, if you enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it out. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. And with that said, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next video.